As we are the awakening ones, or the fully awake ones, as the case may be, we are prepared to deal realistically with the Bodhisattva vow. In the context of the Buddhist path, Bodhi is the state of having awakened from the sleep of ignorance. It is enlightenment. The second component of the term sattva can mean sentient being, in which case the compound Bodhisattva would be read as a being seeking enlightenment. A second meaning of sattva is mind or intention, so that a Bodhisattva would be one whose mind or intention is directed toward enlightenment. Thirdly, Bodhisattva has the sense of strength or courage, making the compound Bodhisattva mean one whose strength is directed toward enlightenment. Bodhisattvas are unwilling to be satisfied merely by securing their own liberation, and deeply moved by the sight of the sufferings of other sentient beings, feel compassion for them and determine to become Buddhas, so as to be able to provide the maximum benefit to others. I like to believe that all students of the Ascended Masters have this sense of their reason for being on the path. At the beginning of our path and our awakening, we concentrate very much on ourselves, and it is necessary to do so that we have a self that we can offer on the altar of humanity. And that brief period of so-called selfishness has to do with understanding one's psychology and the resolution of one's soul or psyche to every part of life, to parents, to authority figures, to teachers, to those who are brothers and sisters, and those who are self-styled enemies. As you know, Nicholas Roerich has a very great statement on the enemy and blesses the enemy as teaching us and as being that instrumental force to our victory, and that we will not be moved by the enemies of the great path of the awakening. Our desire then is to achieve peace with our God, our I Am Presence, our Holy Christ Self, a profound peace with every part of life, so that we are absolutely unmoved by anything that is so-called done to us. This is the teaching of the great Buddhas of all ages. And when you can smile and cluck and simply say to yourself, what someone is doing to me or against my path is their problem, not mine, and my assignment is to love and to love, then you have the dominion to not be moved by circumstances. Whatever comes your way from morning till night is the greatest peace, the greatest enlightenment, and surely the greatest sign of the budding of the Buddha within you. I commend you to this, and I tell you that it is accomplished truly by the profound love of Christ, and by calling for the Christed or Buddhic body of the Buddha to come over you. That is the Sambhog Kaya, which we relate to the middle figure on the chart. The Dharmakaya is the I Am Presence and causal body. We know that the Buddhas have the ability to come and go in a body as we wear the Nirmanakaya. Sometimes they appear in the presence of their Sambhogakaya or the Dharmakaya. But being unmoved and at peace and always centered comes with meditation on the Sacred Heart of Jesus Christ, on the heart of Maitreya, Gautama, and other of the Ascended Masters. The meditation on the heart of Nicholas Roerich gives profound peace. Keeping that meditation always, and keeping that love, and guarding the love of the Masters with us, so that the love is such an overpowering presence, and we are so in the bliss of love even while we are practically minded, that we simply cannot be moved from the rock of that foundation. It may be a long time coming until you are no longer irritated or moved by any circumstance, but I can tell you it is worth working toward, decreeing for, studying, being on guard, and above all, as I have told you, to partake of the right diet so the acidic nature of the blood and other conditions in the body will not put you off center and make you vulnerable to deep depression or exhilarating highs that are not founded in a real rock of Christ consciousness. We then desire this resolution and this heart-centered attainment so that we can help others. And until we help ourselves, we are mainly self-absorbed until we solve our problems. That is the case of most people on earth today. They are so consumed by their own karma and their own problems that they cannot be world teachers. They cannot be bodhisattvas. So this is a most necessary path, and the teachings on the violet flame, the teachings on our decrees, are intended to get us there in the fastest way possible. The Bodhisattva thus vows to become a Buddha in order to free all beings in the universe from suffering, regardless of how many beings there are or how many eons this might require. I can tell you that the Bodhisattvas take this vow because they understand the law of the One. If you can help one to be liberated, the energy and the light that flows through you to that one flows through you to all. Even as I gave you the meditation of the fire of the heart, seeing billions of rays of light going forth from your heart and contacting all light bearers of the world. So once you have the matrix, you can multiply it many times over using the multiplication factor of your great God presence. So it is not to be thought of as something that is a great burden to care for all sentient life, but something that God in you is fully capable of, and the point becomes to get oneself out of the way and taken care of. I find that as I go along the path, I realize so many things that we can do without, whether things and objects that need care, or whether activities or entertainments or diversions. Nothing really matters but God and the allness of God where we are. This is the true meaning of Maitreya's coming. And you will awaken one day to find yourself truly called a Bodhisattva on the path of the Great White Brotherhood.